Hey, it's Big Ryan the Fat Guy, and it's time to talk about why Calvin Johnson should come out of retirement for a chance at a Super Bowl ring with the New England Patriots. Fat Guy, why does it make sense for the Patriots to pursue Calvin Johnson?
Well, first and foremost, it's need. They're very depleted in the cupboard at wide receiver. Julian Edelman, their WR1 and Tom Brady favorite, he tore the ACL in his right knee and he's on injured reserve, as well as Malcolm Mitchell, a 2016 draft pick, who has lingering knee issues from college. It's very vague as of yet, but the bottom line is he won't be with the team this season. As well as Danny Amendola, who suffered a concussion as well as a knee injury in his game against the Kansas City Chiefs and missed Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints and is questionable for Week 3. Those are just the injured wide receivers. They lack numbers as far as healthy wide receivers go. Brandon Cooks is the only purely healthy wide receiver. He was acquired in a blockbuster trade with the New Orleans Saints. He also is their best receiver, coincidentally. Followed by him is Chris Hogan, coveted pickup from the Buffalo Bills just a season ago. He was walking gingerly against the Saints, but he looks to be okay. And then Philip Dorsett, acquired in a trade with the Colts for Jacoby Brissett. He's a day one draft day bust of Ryan Grigson favor. And he's not that talented to begin with, but he's questionable for Week 3 against the Houston Texans. So they have 3 wide receivers healthy, 3 injured, 2 on IR, and then the only other wide receiver on the roster is Matthew Slater, but he's just a special teams gunner, an all-pro one at that, but just a gunner.
Yeah, today the Patriots worked out incumbent free agents Kenny Lawler, River Crawcraft, and Nelson Spruce. The Patriots really are turning over every leaf with all these health concerns at wide receiver. This is why the Patriots might have to buck up and sign potential Hall of Famer Calvin Johnson.
Well, a good example of why he's an option is those 3 names you've never read up until just now, and no one's heard of up until you just read them. They're really not going to elevate the Patriots to the success level that they're accustomed to. Now, Calvin Johnson is very, very capable of doing just so. Now, Calvin Johnson didn't exactly ease off heading into retirement. He still managed over 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns in his last season with the Detroit Lions. It's very good production and something the Patriots are definitely looking for. They've turned over stones as far as old veterans long in the tooth, such as Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco, to mild acclaim, but he still made the team. They tried out Reggie Wayne in the previous offseason, but he didn't manage to make the team. He retired beforehand anyways. And they signed Junior Seau after a 4-day vacation to solidify their defense and lead them to a Super Bowl, coincidentally. So it's not completely out of the realm for them to explore this avenue.
And very unpatriot-like as well. They've also signed big play receivers in the past, specifically Randy Moss.
Well, yeah, and this year they signed a multitude of free agents and made trades. They were maybe the most active team in the offseason, so maybe they feel their window is closing. So Calvin Johnson is about as good of an option as you can possibly entertain for a wide receiver depleted team.
So, Fat Guy, it takes 2 to tango. Why does it make sense for Calvin Johnson to want to join the New England Patriots?
He has a foundation where he works with young players, the Calvin Johnson Jr. Foundation Catch a Dream Football Camp. It's a bit of a mouthful. He hung out with the wide receivers of both the Miami Dolphins and the Oakland Raiders, so he definitely wants to be around football, and he declined an invitation from the Detroit Lions to attend their training camp. So I think it's more of an issue with employee-employer discontent rather than his discontent with football itself.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
There's also a couple startling quotes that would make you want to believe in that theory. Johnson basically said he wasn't interested in returning to the Lions because of the lack of chance at winning a Super Bowl. Verbatim, he said, "For the work I was putting in, it wasn't worth my time to keep beating my head against the wall." Now, if you're going to search for success, who better than the Patriots? Darrelle Revis did it. Ochocinco did it. Randy Moss did it. Every highline player that wanted to win has at least explored the idea of signing with the Patriots.
Yes, and even off the street, he is a better candidate than many of the other wide receivers on the market. Guys like
Anquan Bolden, former retreads, Kembrell Tompkins, and Aaron Dobson. I mean, you can even go with someone like Greg Jennings, Ace Sanders. Like, these are all very, very underwhelming names. There's nothing that's going to jump off the page. He's probably the only player that can really, really bolster your wide receiving core in one signing.
The main motivating factor for Megatron would be to cap off his illustrious career with a Super Bowl ring, solidifying himself as a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's Big Ryan the Fat Guy. Thanks for watching. Fat Guy, you hungry? As always, thank you for your support. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Big Ryan the Fat Guy.